We all need a heat source to provide comfort, cook our food, sterilise our water, and even provide some hot water for having a shave. The cheapest way is to use an open wood fire, but you can't do this on private land without permission, and all land in England is owned by somebody. Also, you leave behind a footprint. Even if the smoke doesn't give you away, the ash and the burnt ring of stones probably will. So most of us resort to some sort of cooker. Most armies in the world issue their troops with some sort of solid fuel cooker. Here we have the German Esbit one, which is designed to be used time and time again. The British have the Hexagon stove, which is designed to be used for 2 or 3 days and then thrown away. It's made of much thinner metal, which easily warps, but the fuel is great. The Swedes, on the other hand, decided on a different cooking system. Once you've got the windshield and opened up the pan supports, you put the mess burner in place. Then put the contents into the mess tin, put the lid on, either like that or like this, and away you go. A self-contained, efficient system with fuel that's easy to buy just about everywhere. I like solid fuel stoves. They're simple and easy to use. You can abuse them and they still work. However, getting solid fuel stove everywhere is a bit of a problem. So I decided to combine 2 types of stoves. I would combine a Trangia burner with a Hexagon stove. Basically, I'd cut a hole in the Hexagon stove and put the Trangia burner in there. This worked. However, with the high temperature, the stove soon buckled and rusted and went beyond use. I had some scrap brass, so I cut out 3 pieces. A base with a hole and 2 sides with castellations, and because I didn't have to use Hexagon fuel, I could make it a size that would take the Trangia burner. Did it work? Yes. I cooked food for a fortnight from fresh, including carrots, on a backpacking trip about in Europe. It was possible to buy meths just about everywhere. In America, there's a number of people who favour ultralight camping. For them, they make penny stoves, or stoves out of drink cans to keep the weight down to a minimum. There are many on the internet. This is one my daughter made, carefully and slowly, as a present for me. And in UK, you can usually find drink cans just about everywhere. To make this stove is very easy and you require next to no equipment. You need a drinks can, a pair of gloves, a marker and a knife or a pair of scissors. First thing to do is to mark out the base of your stove. And then mark out the top. The top should be bigger than the bottom. Once you've marked the can, you need to cut it. You now need to put some dents into the top of the can. You can do it either using your gloves or bend it round the knife. You can do everything with a knife, but it's faster and easier with a pair of scissors, and it also gives you a neater job. To use the stove is very, very simple. Pour in some fuel, in this case meths, but you can also use surgical spirit, which you can buy at most drugstores and chemists. Give it a little while to settle down and then try to light it. Okay, the first one didn't work, so as a field expedience I've put some holes around the side using the knife. It has worked. It's burning hot, and it's a reasonably stable base. So with a knife, or better still a pair of scissors, you can very quickly put together a meths burning stove from the litter you find lying around in the field. One of the modern trends away from the good old solid fuel stove is to use burnable gel. However, just like hexamen, it's not always easy to get your hands on this burning paste. So some people say use hand gel instead, using some proprietary hand gel that I picked up cheap at a car boot sale. Shout out to Ivar Bergman on this one. To reduce your footprint when using a wood fire and to protect the top of this workbench, I'm going to use a cheap roasting tray. He used an old one on his channel, Ivar Bergman. I'm using one from the pound shop. To stop the heat transfer, I'm putting it on some blocks. At some later date, I'll screw these blocks in so they're a permanent feature. The stove itself comes with a little cheap metal tray, so we'll put in some hand gel and see what happens. It's pretty liquid, so it's pretty good that we've got a tray to contain it. It lights very easily. Let's see how effective it actually is. Well, after 2 minutes you can see it's burning pretty fiercely, and we are getting some vapours coming from the water, but it's not boiling yet. It's now 4 minutes and we have bubbles appearing at the bottom of the cup and a lot of vapour. 5.5 minutes, the fuel's gone, the water's hot enough for a cup of coffee but not hot enough to boil a cup of tea. The hand gel, however, does leave a lot of residue, so smoky, available and reasonably effective. The proper fuel is clean, lightweight and non-toxic. No, well, the hot tea bag doesn't seem to work very well. Scotch-Brite does, so no big dramas about getting it clean in the field. We could use dirt and any other abrasive and a cloth. So all in all, not brilliant, but not too bad either. So, get out and train. You know it's worth it. It'll serve you well.